Human Settlements Minister Mmamoloko Kubayi and the KwaZulu-Natal Premier Nomusa Dube-Ncube. They are expected to visit the tornado hit Inanda this morning to assess the damage there. The tornado ripped through the area yesterday, leaving a trail of destruction. One person is missing, with 3 more injured. Let's get an update now, and Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan is following developments, and she joins us now. Karinda, good morning to you. Let's quickly get an update as to what the situation is there this morning. You've been out since early this morning. How are people feeling in the aftermath of this tornado?
Good morning to you. Early, it's not a good morning for the residents here who are still recovering. The members of the government delegation, they're behind me roving around this community. Residents are cleaning up. Dube-Ncube, she's one of them, ma'am. Thank you for speaking to us. I think first, let's go back to yesterday. Tell me what you saw when the tornado came.
Izolo sibone ngazuthi besitshela ukuthi inyoni thina namaphepha, then sasuka saya lapha nobhuti wami omdala. Masithi uthayela sathi mawususeduzane sabaleka sangena endlini. Ngithe ngivala isicapha nje wabuqala umoya uvunguza nje egcekeni, uvunguza nje yonke indawo. Ngabaleka ngagijima ngawuthatha ingane yami ekamereni, ngayifaka ekamereni lamasa, ahlala nayo besiba u5. Imina umana nengane yami no 1 year and 3 days. Then ninganzosisibama ababili zabafana. Sithi ngithi ngena lapha kwavele kwaphakama iroof, ngathatha labanye abancane ngabacindezele ekhoneni, ngadonsa noma ngathi asihlaleni la ekhoneni, sizama ukuthi siwise wardrobe. Sabona ukuthi hayi lutho akuvumi, iroof yonke le ibisho ukwehla kuthina phansi. Then sancika ke sasizwa isihlahla leso ukuthi sibambe uthayela lobungemuva. Kodwa njengalokho kuba uthayela isihlahla besingekho, ngabe kukhulunywa enye into ngathi ngabe oyedwa wethu limele noma ngabe ufile, ngoba uthayela ubusho ukwehla kuthina phansi. So nakhulumeni salicela abantu usize ukuthi basisize, kalukhulukazi nogesi siyawudinga ngoba nginengane encane mina, kumele ngiyenzele ubisi, noxhaso siyalidinga nje kakhulu, silinyalelwe ifurniture yonke into, ufile nje yonke into.
Everything has been destroyed, your furniture, everything inside the room, it's all gone.
Yonke into nje iphelile, yonke into iphelile nje, akukho lutho esithi sele nje, ayikho into esele.
The government delegation is here, the mayor, minister. What help do you need from them, or what do you want to say to them?
Into engizoyisho kubona, sicela uxhaso bandla lokuthi bekhona ukusilungisela la sidinga khona usizo, ngoba ayikho into esinayo manje. Ayikho into ekhona, furniture, roof, yonke into, kwagesi akho lutho esele manje kagesi, asinalutho nje.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. I appreciate your time, ma'am. Thank you very much. Dube-Ncube, her family has allowed us to also go inside their house, so we'll take you inside there. But like she says, everything has been destroyed. Their furniture, this is soaking wet. Actually, it's still drying now, but it's wet. The mattresses, sponges are wet. And we'll take you inside their house perhaps as well to show you what they speak about when they say there's been damage. In fact, my colleague in Kubayi will take you inside. And they need assistance to rebuild, essentially. The roof of their house is destroyed. You'll see, you would have seen earlier that there are men working now on top of this roof to try and rebuild it. But early this morning, there was still water inside here. Their furniture has been destroyed. There's no electricity. In fact, this is the situation for many of the residents in this area. And you can also imagine that there's a hazard with regards to the cables here. There is a power outage, so there's no running electricity now. But when electricity returns, residents will have to make sure that they safeguard themselves from the cords that have broken on the roof, that have caved in, essentially. I want to take...
All right, that connection to Karinda Jagmohan failing us at this particular minute, but she has shown us just the trail of devastation that people are waking up to this morning on the back of that tornado that hit parts of the Durban area yesterday. Well, let's take you now to the Western Cape, and that's where the small farming town in the Citrusdal is picking up the pieces following devastating rains a week ago. This led to infrastructure damage while forcing hundreds to abandon their homes, and this is due to flooding. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi on the other side of the screen there. You would have seen her earlier alongside Karinda. Nasiphi, good morning to you. Give us a sense of the situation in that community. How are people picking up the pieces?
Well, Xoli, a trail of devastation also continues here in the Western Cape. As you remember, Citrusdal was hit by heavy flooding about a week ago, and this particular road where we're standing was waterlogged, leading to destruction of not only the road infrastructure, which is one of the main roads leading into the community of Citrusdal just off the M7, but also the farming community right next to us. The crop there was also waterlogged, including the collapse of this particular road, and the community on its own was left without electricity for a number of days, a number of people not having access into the community for a number of days. However, a week later, after the reprieve, it does seem like the community or the municipality is picking up the pieces, and this particular road is currently being fixed and repaired to allow the trucks and cars to go into the community of Citrusdal. However, we do know that forecasters have indicated that heavier rains, including wet and cold weather, is expected, and for a community that's currently recovering from the previous devastating rains, one can only imagine what the heavy rains is going to do to this community, and including the agriculture sector, worried about the citrus that is due to be harvested, saying that there could be a delay in that, and a number of people also worried about their jobs due to the fact that many of the people that actually live in this community are reliant on the agricultural space or sector in terms of employment. So no work means no pay. We will be speaking to the municipality later on to find out in regards to the repairs that have gone into this community of Citrusdal in the past week, and whether or not they were successful with their bid to have this community being declared a disaster in order to allow those emergency funds to kick in and to fasten, rather to speed up the process in repairing this town of Citrusdal.
All right, Nasiphi, thank you very much for that update. Live for us in Citrusdal there. All right.